Hey everybody, I'm JimClassic and you are watching Geekin It. And for today's video, I would like to talk about the Transformers Power of the Primes Leader Class Optimal Optimus. Yeah. Now, Optimal Optimus goes all the way back to the mid to late 90s in Season 3 of Beast Wars Transformers. It was and still is one of my favorite Transformers series of all time. And Optimal Optimus happens to be one of my favorite Transformers toys. So I was really happy when this guy was announced as part of a fan vote, up there at the top, for the Power of the Primes line. It's Power of the Primes is very Prime heavy. We got two versions of Rodimus Prime. We have two versions of Optimus Prime. Okay, so that's that for that. And then that's it for the Primes, not counting the little mini Prime Masters. But we have Optimal Optimus, who really he's not a Prime, but screw it, they threw him in there. I am not complaining. So let us talk about the box. And looking at the box, here we have a rather large box. It's a leader class figure, of course. Transformers logo there, the Generations brand. We have Optimal Optimus in the open window. Top corner, we have fan vote, because this was a fan voted character. I guess he originally was not supposed to be in the line. And when Hasbro opened up the fan vote, he was voted in. Not complaining. We have a really awesome bio picture of Optimal Optimus in his beast mode. We have Power of the Primes logo, Leader Class, Evolution subclass, Optimal Optimus. We have the Maximal logo. We have the Hasbro logo. The only thing I would change about this would be the Beast Wars logo. I would like to see that, to be perfectly honest. Maybe just replace that with Beast Wars, just, for a one-time thing. Would have been totally down for that. Moving to the side of the box here, we have Power of the Primes, choose your Prime. Here are all of our Prime factions. Do not ask me which Prime is which, because I can never remember. But, yeah, there's that. Moving on to this side of the box, what we see here is nice bio art of Optimus Primal, and we have Power of the Primes in bold right here on the Generations logo. I really love the bio art. This and this is amazing. I love it. I love it. Moving on to the back, we have product shot. We have Optimal Optimus, Optimus Primal, the in-between suit, monkey on a hoverboard, close-up monkey with a backpack full of weapons. We have the Maximal logo up there on the top, Evolution, Optimal Optimus. As the Prime Wars reach their peak, Optimus Primal is the one chosen to bear the matrix of leadership. He becomes Optimal Optimus and leads the universe into a triumphant new era. Spoilers. Here we have a product shot of Optimus with the Matrix opening up. Another product shot. You can swap out the Matrix core with the Prime Masters. We have Solus Prime, Quintus Prime, Megatronus. And the rest is just nonsense. That's all it is. So, I think I have been talking about the box enough. As some of you have already been aware, this has been sitting on the back of my display shelf for months now. I'm very anxious to open this guy up and, see what he is all about. My big question is, where do I start with this? For me, this is a chicken or the egg situation. The toy is marketed as Optimal Optimus, but it even says in the package that he's meant to be the evolution of the core robot of Optimus Primal. So I guess I'll start with the core robot. Normally, I would start with the vehicle mode, but this time I'm going to start with the Protoform Bot mode, which is kind of a rarity with Optimal Optimus, or I should say Optimus Primal. Normally, we barely got to see any Protoform designs, with the exception of like a few hints and shadows of the Beast Wars cartoon, and of course, Dawn of Futures Past, which was a BotCon exclusive story. This iteration of the Maximal Commander is a pre-Beast Mode. We see the basic design of Optimal Optimus minus all of the monkey parts. The main body is cast in a charcoal-colored plastic with a lot of painted silver, white, some red bits all throughout the toy. The joints and the backpack are cast in a gray plastic. On the bot mode, we can see a Maximal faction symbol on his left shoulder guard, and personally, it's the 21st century. I think stickers are a bit passé on Transformers, and Hasbro, what were you guys doing? Why didn't you guys just tampograph this stuff like you normally would do? The head sculpt is really good. It captures the Beast Wars design in just about every way. The sculpting on the chest is really nice, and I'm digging this robot mode, even though I do think it is an overall simplification. I will say that in spite of the large backpack, Optimus Primal stands pretty well. He can hold 2 long-barreled guns in each hand, or they can be wielded as clubs, and to the best of my knowledge, the guns can't be stored anywhere in robot mode. And moving on to some comparisons, here we have the original Beast Wars Optimus Primal. Just for the heck of it, we also have Beast Wars Transmetals Optimus Primal, and which does stand. I don't know why he was just fighting me. We have Generations Rhinox, and we have Generations Waspinator. So that gives you a rough idea of, where the Protoform Optimus Primal stacks in with a couple of Beast Wars figures. So Optimus Primal converts into a hoverboard. Yep. It's a rectangular hoverboard with a cockpit. I don't really know what to say about this, other than it's pretty dull. I mean, yeah. Primal Cybertronian mode, maybe this mode is meant for, like, maneuvering through tunnels or hauling cargo or something to that effect. I suppose it could be a function over form situation. I'm not too smitten with it. It's a pretty dull and unimaginative alt mode. Along with the charcoal coloring on the hoverboard, we see more of the gray with some transparent blue clear plastic for the canopy. And of course we also see more stickers. Joy! The stickers are vaguely reminiscent of Optimus Prime's trailer stripes, and we also see other Maximal insignias overlapping the stripes as well, which, again, I'm always happy to see more Maximal symbols on my Maximals, so, take the small victories as they come, I suppose. Before continuing on with the review, there is a fan mode for the Optimus Primal hoverboard, where you literally just fold it in half, and it kind of becomes, I guess, more of a hover truck, I suppose. It's still kind of an abstract vehicle mode, but to be perfectly honest, I find it a little bit more fascinating than the hoverboard mode. Anyway, the cockpit opens up, allowing a matrix to be inserted, and this is where the transition to the evolution part takes place. Now, unlike Transformers Armada toys back in the early 2000s when you had a Minicon activated gimmick or something like that. This is not a activated gimmick. It's all imaginary play gimmick. But you just put the Matrix in, and it's supposed to just magically evolve him into Optimal Optimus. Beast Mode / secondary Optimal Body is pretty much the main event. The hoverboard Primal Mode can slide into the hollow back of the Gorilla Mode, and I have to say, what a cool Beast Mode this is. The Gorilla has some serious attitude. He looks brutish and powerful, and I am loving that head sculpt. The purple on the face might be a little too dark, but you can still see the beady red eyes within those sockets. This is a monkey you don't want to mess with. The proportions allow this beast mode kind of to hunch over, and he really just looks like a bruiser. For articulation, we actually get a rotating head. It can look left, right, up, and down. However, it is hindered by the backpack. Universal shoulder and rotation, pivot hinge at the elbow / shoulder joint, universal elbow joint, wrist rotation, single hinge at the 4 fingers, and a hinged thumb, waist rotation, universal hips, and ankle pivot, but no real tilt. Still, that's not bad, and quite frankly, it's better than the original Optimal Optimus when it comes to articulation. So, this is a bit strange, but it is a thing. The backpack / hoverboard / primal core of the figure can go back into hoverboard mode so that the gorilla mode can basically ride it. Yeah. Referencing back to Transmetal Optimal Optimus in the second season of Beast Wars, this newer version can do that as well. And now let's do some Beast Mode comparisons, starting with the Beast Wars Ultra Class Optimus Primal, the Beast Wars Transmetal Optimus Primal, a nice girthy comparison of the Season 3 Optimal Optimus, the original, and he's definitely much bigger than the Power of the Primes version. And, just for the heck of it, since I recently picked this guy up on eBay, the Beast Machine's, I think, Power Punch Optimus Primal, Blast Punch Optimus Primal. And this is where, Beast Mode kind of stacks in. Height, width-wise, Power of the Primes is definitely bigger than these guys, but the original Optimal Optimus definitely takes the taco when it comes to absolute size. Yeah. And just for an additional segment here, I just want to isolate the two Optimal Optimuses, the Power of the Primes and the original. Now, the original this version is incomplete. I literally own 3 Optimal Optimuses, plus Primal Prime from Beast Wars, plus this guy, which makes 4, essentially. But this version is incomplete. We don't have the blast armor, I don't have the missiles, and I don't have the gun that he's supposed to come with. So just keep that in mind. But just look at these two. Look how much bigger the original is compared to Power of the Primes. And I realize you can't tell, but this version it's light as a feather compared to this guy, which is a frickin' brick. I mean, I could probably hurt someone with this guy. I could probably kill somebody with this guy. But, you do see some differences as well. I mean, yes, the basic colors are the same. We don't have the chrome in this guy where we have the chrome here, and we have some faded orange and red where we don't have the faded colors here, in the feet as well. But damn, I mean, it's just, they don't really make them like they used to. Articulation, this guy wins. Size, weight, absolute presence, this guy is taking the trophy. transformation into robot mode is not too dissimilar from the original Beast Wars version. The only main difference is that the backpack needs to be removed from the body and reattached to the robot mode, so you're getting a little bit of parts forming here. Optimal Optimus is tall and feeling prime. This is a decent bot mode. Comparing to the original Optimal Optimus, the OG one is definitely heavier and bulkier, and the 2018 one is noticeably slimmer with a little bit more normalized proportions, and I suppose you could say he feels a little bit hollow. The entire Optimus Primal / backpack consists of a good portion of the Optimal body. It's the backpack, of course, it's Optimal's head and the cockpit chest. The head sculpt on Optimal Optimus is once again very accurate to the Beast Wars animation version, with one difference, and that is cartoon Optimus's eyes were green and the toy has red eyes. You goofed, Hasbro! The chest is the cockpit section, and it holds the Matrix. The cockpit can also be positioned up, which was the original basic mode of the animation version, or you can lower the cockpit section, which is going to be a little bit more toy accurate, and it also allows the classic nipple guns to be placed on. The remaining backpack portion is, well, it's Optimus Primal folded up in a Datacon mode, basically. I literally could have Optimal Optimus in robot mode and Optimus Primal hanging off the back of him, kind of like a Chewbacca C-3PO thing, and it's kind of silly. It is what it is, and we all just have to accept it. Going back to the Matrix for just a moment, it does look like your traditional Matrix with the colors a little bit different, blue instead of gold. It can be removed from the casing, and a Prime Master core can be inserted into the Matrix holder, allowing Optimal Optimus to wield that in his chest instead of the traditional core. Alternatively, you could also use a Titan Master as a Matrix core as well, for why not? Aside from the Matrix and Matrix core, Optimus also comes with two guns, which were originally part of the Optimal Optimus nipple gun concept. Now, they can be separated and held to any 5mm port. They can be held by either figure as individual guns, a long rifle gun, which quite frankly looks awful. They can be held as clubs, they can be stored on the legs, they can, the nipple gun thing, and I think that pretty much covers their range. I prefer either storing them on the legs, the classic Optimal version, or handheld weapons for the Optimus Primal core mode. This mode is undocumented from the instructions. However, if you were a Beast Wars kid, you know that all the components are there to convert Optimal Optimus into his flight mode. For added bonus, the gorilla head can be tucked within the body, so it's more like the flight mode from the cartoon series, and less like a flying monkey. Ground assault mode. Well, there isn't one. Enough said. Moving on to comparisons, again, we have Optimus Primal in his robot mode. I believe I already showed him with the protoform version, but, keeping with the theme, we have Transmetal Optimus Primal in robot mode. You were standing just fine there, mister. Sober up. Alright. And once again, we have the OG OP. No. The OG Optimal Optimus. Oh, don't tell me you're going to fall over. There we go. And he's just, I can't even fit him onto the damn screen. And again, just for the lols, Cyber Punch, Bully Punch, Mega Punch, the Beast Machines version. The Beast Machines version, Omega Punch, I don't remember. But, this isn't even all of my Optimal Optimuses, or Optimus Primals. Like I said, I still have, two more of him. I have, the 10th anniversary one, the deluxe one somewhere. and then that would actually be my entire Optimus Primal collection. But still, regardless, most of them are right there. Anyway, yeah, just Optimus Primals throughout the ages. Not too shabby, not too shabby. And once again, just to isolate the two Optimal Optimuses, just to compare and contrast here. Again, this one's incomplete, but the original Optimal Optimus is actually just a little bit taller. And we're talking about from the heads, not the shoulder panel. Well, the shoulder panels too, technically. Not, I mean, not counting the gray parts, but the actual the red panels are probably taller than that. But head-wise, the original is still taller. Again, he is much heavier. But this version is leaner. He has more proportionate legs and arms. He has better articulation in his legs, definitely. Where the original has universal hips, it does not have any thigh swivel. It has no ankle tilt, where this one has a little bit. And it's easier to stand this guy than it is this guy. And obviously we see the colors are a little bit different here. We have the gray, we have the orange. And then there's the gray here at the side of the legs, where right there it's orange. We have the mechanical detail. We have the gorilla fur there. This is a stick. These are stickers, of course. And we have the molded in Maximal insignia. And here we have Maximal stickers, which again, no to the stickers. I would have loved it if Hasbro had just painted it on there, or even sculpted the Maximal logo, like right there. But alas, it did not do that. The head sculpt is definitely an improvement over the original, though the original had like the gimmick of light piping and everything. That head sculpt is superior. And just little compare and contrast there, okay? I mean, I like these both in different ways. And here we have one final group comparison of Optimal Optimus. And here we have the classics, generations, 21st century updates of the few Beast Wars characters we have gotten over the years. Of course, we have Optimal Optimus there on the top. We have Deluxe Class Cheetor, who's kind of crap. Rat Trap Rhinox, Henkai, Black Arachnia, and Waspinator right there. So this is, most of the updated Beast Wars figures. I do have, but I decided not to include the BotCon Pack Rat or the BotCon Fractal because, they were never in the actual cartoon series of Beast Wars. But here we have just a nice little group shot of our updated Maximals. And, Predacons. It's really nice to see Beast Wars figures kind of just snuck into the Generations line. It's a nice little treat. I'm really hoping to see more of it. I'm really looking forward to seeing more Beast Wars in the future with the Classics line. But yeah, that's it. All right, let's now that that's all out of the way, let's just wrap this video up, shall we? Even though the Classics, Henkai, Universe 2.0, Generations, Combiner Wars, Titans Return, Power of the Primes toy line is mostly Generation 1 centered, it's always a treat and a delight to see the occasional Beast Wars figure sneak their way in. This new Optimal Optimus might not be as massive or as heavy as the OG version, but this one is a fun update to the old Beast Wars design. Highly recommended. I'm JimClassic, and you've been watching Geekin' It. Hey everyone, Jim here. I just wanted to thank everyone for watching the video. That was number 99 of my Geekin' It channel. And Yeah, so yeah, moving on to number 100. I'm going to get to it as soon as I can. As you can see here, the office is slowly getting dismantled because it is about that time for that big move. The house is sold, things are getting packed up. It might take me a while before I get to 99, but 100. But 100 is in the works. Might be the last thing I record at this location, and we'll go from there. I just want to thank everyone for watching. I am not by any means a big channel. I am virtually invisible, and I just wanted to thank the few people that I do have following me. I appreciate it. All right, um, I'm Jim Hopkins, and I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you at number 100.